Welcome back, people, and I hope everybody is doing great on their life. And today we are at the 20th chapter. Finally, yeah, I never expected this to go this way because I have already many times tried of reading books and tried one page, two pages, trying listening and reading one chapter a day. And after a few days, I break it. And I remember the cause was not the lack of motivation. And that was because just of motivation, and I didn't get into the discipline. And how do I find discipline? I created the same thing that implements on this atomic habit. I did the same. When reading, I just started with some low and just increases. I started studying with low number, no number of pages. Or one page is not too much there's not too much burden out of them. And when step into one chapter, make sure that after this, after brushing my teeth, I will surely do and surely read this book, be whatever. If it was like in every day, if I would be saying like every day I will read Atomic Habits one chapter, I won't read it. I would miss it out. Like I would say after this, after this, after this, I will read it after this, and so on. But when I said after my after brushing my teeth, I will read Atomic Habit. I did read it, and that's the result. And it's pretty much nice. After this, there's a last chapter, the conclusion of everything, and I'm pretty much happy to tell you about it. So let's directly get into this. After till chapter 19, we learned about creating habit, starting, and basic level, very basic level. This as name atomic, a very tiniest level, forming it, creating it, reviewing it from different sides. We talked all around how to build good habits. Okay, we also need to talk about dismerits. So the chapter is around the downsides of creating good habit. Yeah, you might be like, okay, is there any downside even of creating good habits? But yeah, it is. There are. So let me just get into the chapter summary. You know the unique the upside of habit that the upside of habits is that we do without thinking, and the downside is also the same. The downside is that we still stop paying attention to small details, little errors. After getting into the flow and after getting into the tired state, we stop looking and looking over small details, and that's a major hurdle that stops kind of like major of the things. And also another is like you know habit plus deliberate practice is used to mastery. But when you are just started with habit, you just form it like you don't do a deliberate practice. You just do get into the flow and never get a chance to improve it. The graph becomes like this, growing, 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 and after the stage you feel a little decline, not too much, but yeah, a little decline over it. So the part around is habit plus deliberate practice is equals to mastery, but that is not achieved simply by it. So we need a different step and methodologies for it. Reflection is the thing. Reflection and review is the process that allows you to remain conscious of your performance over time. When you shift into the good habits, the key issue become you forget everything become automatic, and that's good. But yeah, to some extent for mastery you need to look over some details, and you need to cover up them, check if they are good or not. So another is the tighter we okay, before it let me say something like you don't need to review your habits, you don't need to review your identity every day. It's like looking your image in the mirror from just facial distance like this much. Every day you just see around all the you are able to see all the imperfections in your body, but that's not the case and you shouldn't be. If you will see a lot of imperfections, you will just stop putting effort for it because it feels impossible. And the thing that feels impossible is our mind directly, as we studied earlier also, we stop paying attention and we stop putting efforts into it because the effort feels wasteful. And the another part is like, if looking every day is bad, so what is the better way of doing it? Looking at your image from a distance of talking, a conversation, and it shows, just a little distance that needs to be necessarily, if there is distance, I would say after this distance I will say like, oh, that distance, okay, fine. I'm not saying a lot of disimperfections and imperfection in my body, but yeah, a little that need to be covered up, and that's it. You don't need a lot of improvements, but just a simple improvement, daily improvement based on. So the chapter is around like this. Fourth point says, do a annual or a purely kind of reviews of yourself, like if you're doing great or good or not within. So the another thing is like, the tighter we cling to our identity, the harder it becomes to go beyond it. And it happens with me as well. Like, I was clinged with few identities of myself, like being a student, or sometimes being a teacher, sometimes being a like entrepreneur. So it stuck with me, and later on when I was like shifting from it, it breaks down us, and this happens a lot of time. Whenever we are clinged with any identity of ours, we should make it flexible. You can't be, you shouldn't be like, if you are like, kind of like, if you are like a soldier, you say that I'm a great soldier, instead of saying, say that I'm a type of person who is disciplined, reliable, and great on team. Another, if I am saying I'm entrepreneur, I am a CEO, you should say like, I'm the type of person who builds and creates things. Because like, after sometimes your identity breaks, and the world changes continuously, you always know about it, and you need to change your identity as well. So while changing identity, this broadness can help you out to get into the major idea of it. You can't be narrowing your ideas, you can't be narrowing your thoughts and your identity. Make it broader so that changing and shifting becomes much easier, and you focus on the main identity and the main part of it. Creating and building for CEO, discipline, reliability for soldier. And that's all for today. And I hope, because my summaries, my videos aren't that good, other videos are great, but you won't be getting a lot of things related. The reason why I took this book, why you should purchase this book is like, first it will explain you to get started, build your habit first, get into discipline. I'm into discipline, I'm reading it, and I've just almost finished it. So I'm very curious to, for next day, for completing it finally. So the part is like, you need to get started with it, just get it. Because if you aren't buying book, if you are reading with by the PDF, or by just like, voice summaries, and I did, but I didn't understand a lot of it, because we get distracted out of it. Like, our visions are here there, and if you put earbuds in your ears and just look around there, you get distracted easily because you're not focusing on it. So the simple task what you should be doing up is just get started with it, and that's pretty much it. And I'm just trying to change my mind, but the simple thing was that, and I won't be putting up a lot of slips in your hand. So hope you're doing great. See you. Bye bye.